Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I thought I'd give you guys a quick update from the last video, which was a really introduction to the new car that we ended up purchasing. I wanted to talk about the things that I particularly don't like about the EK, not from a platform perspective because I haven't really spent a lot of time driving the car, so that will come later, but more around some of the issues with my car, but also some of the things that I feel I'm missing, from EKs as a whole. Small little things. Overall, I really like the car, so this isn't going to be anything major. My little personal gripes, and I'll also give you an overview as to the modifications that I have planned for this vehicle, and we'll talk through that. Now. So yeah, let's start. I also want to preface this by saying it's coming from a very spoiled perspective. So in terms of performance, I came from an Type R FN2, which is a much newer model that was also a higher base, right? The Type R as opposed to sort of a base spec Civic. It was also heavily modified and turbocharged, so huge difference in power. And it was also 25 years odd newer platform, right? Or not 25 years, about 15 years. So it's a bit of an unfair comparison when I start comparing things, but it kind of points to what I want to do in terms of mods for this car. So let's jump sort of straight into it. From the outside, a couple of things that I want to do. The first thing that you'll see is that we've obviously got stock wheels. This car, for the most part, with the exception of the radio, is 100% completely stock. So the wheels are something that I want to do. Swap the wheels out, swap the rubber out, put something a bit stickier on. I may only do that when I need to change the tires. It's not something I'm going to do kind of off the bat unless I find a really good deal on wheels, and I still want to look and see what else and what sort of options there are for this. And then to go with the wheels, I'll probably land up doing some sort of coil over kit as well, just to lower the car. Coming around the back here, sorry, the sun is absolutely crazy today. It's really hot. You'll see there's a little bit of a ding there that I bought the car with, so I want to get that pulled out. I also want to do, if you look over here, I want to do a EK9 Type R rear spoiler, some sort of lower splitter at the bottom, just to look a bit more aggressive, and then hopefully sort out a bit of a better exhaust as well, so it doesn't have this sort of ugly bulge. Something a bit more sporty from there, understanding it is a base Civic. Coming around the side again, the wheels will get sorted out. On the front of the car, pretty much the same thing. I just want to kind of get a splitter to go across there, just to sort of elevate the looks of the car. Let's jump in and have a discussion around some of the pain points that I have on the car. The first one that you see over here, which I absolutely hate, is the stock steering wheel. I think it looks absolutely terrible. If you have a look over here, don't know if I'm going to get it to focus, you'll kind of see it's been worn down and a lot of sun damage and abuse. So I absolutely hate the way this looks. I want to swap this out, so that's going to be a mod I'm going to be doing. A lot of options for this aftermarket. You can get an Integra Type R steering wheel S2000, which fits on here. Definitely something I'm going to be swapping out. Next thing will go along with that is the shift knob. I actually don't mind this. It's pretty small, it's pretty light. I actually really don't mind it, so I may just get it because it's a really easy mod to do. But I don't have an issue with it at all. And then we've got a leather gaiter over here, which I may also just change out a bit later on. One of the big gripes that I do have, and again, it's not a deal breaker, is that this is my DIY mount phone mount holder, is that there's no cup holders in this car. So if you look there on the side, you've got kind of the door bin there. Doesn't really fit any water bottles or drinks. Not that I drink a lot of coffee or anything, but I'd like to be able to keep a water bottle in the car without rolling around everywhere. So a quick fix for this is that you actually get a genuine Honda EK9 Type R part that kind of slots in there, and then it's got this bottom piece that has 2 cup holders. The problem is that part is $70 to $100 on eBay, and I don't want to spend that kind of money on cup holders. So I've got a really nice solution where I'm going to be looking at 3D printing a lot of parts for this car, you know, kind of small parts like this that I don't really think will add value, or you know, they're more comfort, you know, comfort parts or creature comforts, as opposed to anything significant or anything functional. So going to be 3D printing a couple of things. Stay tuned for that. Then from an interior perspective, the only thing that I want to do over time is kind of mimic the EK9 Type R interior. So I want to get rid of these kind of stock seats, put in some nice Recaros, you know, red Recaros, get this and the center armrest retrimmed, obviously, to kind of match this. And then the same thing with the back seats over there, get that retrimmed to match the new seats that we're hopefully going to be installing. So I'm basically hoping that with the combination of a newer steering wheel, shift knob, new seats, and kind of some upholstery, it's going to lift the interior up a bit. The other thing, which I don't actually know if it's just my car or if it's all Civics, when I bought the car, you pretty much just have the carpet there, so there's no like overlay or anything like that. I kind of just got these cheap mats to kind of, you know, just keep some of the wear off the bottom at the moment, but there's quite a big, you know, gap around them, and they don't really fit. They're obviously standard mats, they're not specific for the EK, and the back is even worse. So that's something I want to do. I want to just see if there's some sort of mat overlay that I can get just to protect the flooring a bit more. And I think from the interior, that's pretty much it, all that I wanted to do. Let's take a look at the under the bonnet, see if there's anything there that we can chat about. The only other kind of things that I want to do, and I'll kind of, you know, look to the internet for recommendations, is around sway bars and, you know, stiffeners and handling mods per se. So let's see if we can do this with one hand. There we go. Let's try and pop this up with one hand. There we go. So the things that I want to do from an engine or performance perspective, again, this is a totally stock D16Y4 motor, so it's the base spec with a manual gearbox. There's no VTEC, no single overhead cam VTEC, no dual overhead cam VTEC. Basic motor. So that's something that I want to do. I definitely want to get this engine either changed or have a hybrid setup. So change the head and get VTEC in here. A lot of people have said it's not really worth converting this motor to VTEC for the money and the amount of efforts that's involved for the results. Not worth it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see what the cost is like. You know, you're better off swapping, you know, a B16 or a K swap into this motor, a later generation Honda engine. I'm not sure. I'm still using this car as a daily, so I can't have it, you know, sitting out of action for weeks at a time. So I'm going to see what's available. If I can get an engine or maybe a head that I can do over a weekend, I may just switch over to VTEC. If I'm able to get an engine and get a garage or somebody to help me do it over the weekend again so I can still use it, I'll go through with the engine swap. But again, this is not really a priority for me at the moment. Like I said, it's a daily, so I just need to get to work and back. What I will be doing from a performance, well, not even a performance side, this is more just from a sound perspective. You see you've got the stock airbox in here. I want to switch that out. I want to get a short ram intake basically running from here to here, and then build a custom sort of heat shield and cold air feed that kind of comes in from the bottom of the car to here. I know you do get cold air intake setups that kind of run from here all the way down. I don't want to risk, you know, when there's rain and hydro-locking the engine and getting the filters wet and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to stick with a short, you know, ram intake system over there with a custom heat shield. that is, I think, pretty much it from a mod perspective, what I'm looking for in the car and my kind of gripes with the car. Interior, I think more kind of gripes, and then obviously the engine as well. Very fuel efficient, so not complaining about that. The last one, which is quite a funny one that I didn't actually notice until I went to go fill up the car for the first time. If you have a look here at where you fill up the car, there's no actual place for you to put the fuel cap. And what that means is a lot of people lose these because they put them, you know, on the side of the garage or a table or something, and a lot of people actually end up losing this. So again, I'm going to use a very sneaky quick fix for that. There is a part that you can 3D print, which basically just allows you a nice place to put the fuel filler cap. So that's quite a nice touch. So yeah, that's basically the mods that I'm going to be looking at for this particular car. As time goes on, I may increase it around bigger brake setups, suspension, etc. But for now, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys like the video, and we'll have a couple of more coming soon. Cheers.